Hello, you just caught me drinking out of my new favourite cup, which just happens to be part of my current Kickstarter. I'll just put that away. I just wanted to very quickly, I've been selling books, promoting. I wanted to talk about some books that I've been buying and in part enjoying, the ones that I've started or I've finished, because there are so many great books, so many great writers out there. So some of these I've already got open. As you can see, I'm halfway through or part way through. A couple I'll rip the packaging off live, and we'll take a look at those as well. So first of all, this is Karim's The Warrior's Path. I'm zoomed in way too close. That's better. Really fun, very Conan-esque novel. Lots of gladiatorial stuff going on. I'm only halfway through, but super enjoying that. Very simple character point of view and narrative, and I don't mean simple as in dumbed down or anything like that. I mean, it's just very straightforward. So when you're super busy like I am at the moment, look at these tired eyes. I'm up all night running a Kickstarter. Um, it's nice to have a book that you can just relax into and let it carry you quickly in fits and starts as you have the time. This is a book I read last year. I want to really give this a great shout out. As you can see, novella, very short, amazing cover art. Just love that, and it really captures what's going on inside this. Ian Welke is a very good friend of mine. He's one of my oldest, possibly my oldest writing buddy. And even if he wasn't, I would just respect the heck out of his writing. This book follows an orc private detective. It takes place across three time periods that kind of are interstitched between each other. So we've all possibly read or watched movies, read books where you've got two timelines going at the same time and you're kind of reading two narratives. This has three of them. And he's done some very, very interesting things with voice, with the way he describes that to the audience, and helps you lock back into which time period of this one person's life you're in. And there's a lot of repetition. I think one of the themes of that book is the more things change, the more they stay the same, or rather that we keep going through the same cycles, and the world goes through the same cycles as well. The ELDAR sister. Very cheap, I believe, on Kindle at the moment if you want to grab that on Kindle, but really recommend. It's a really lovely, lovely paperback to read. Ebooks, I read everything. Ebooks, read every genre I can possibly read as well. This is another book that I'm halfway through. It's a collection of short stories to do with fairies or the fae. Very, very broad and diverse range of topics in the stories and depictions of fae. Each one of them is just genius. And one of the reasons I'm taking a while to get through that book is because I'm sort of savoring every story and almost every page. There's just some really great stuff happening in those. All right, the first of the books that I'm unboxing, I blame one of my YouTube friends for this. I'll give him a shout out in the comments below. This is a book called Bonesmith. The reason I'm blaming my buddy is because he showed this on his own YouTube video recently, and as soon as I saw not just the cover art but the title, and I know this is a very popular book, it was the first time I'd heard of it. So I have my first short story sale to a publication was called Death Smith. I just find anything with that Smith in it has a certain punch to it. I really like that, and then read the blurb on the back of this. It just looks really, really interesting. And yeah, looking forward to getting into that. Haven't started that yet. And then very quickly, two more books have just arrived this morning from one of those websites that's owned by billionaires. Sorry about that. Another very, very short read. So this is a writer that I keep seeing around. I thought I'd sample this just for the sake of time by reading a shorter book. Even though I have big books and I read big books, I really appreciate a shorter book, and I'm tending more towards shorter fiction these days myself, simply because there are so many stories out there that are begging to be read. I want to get through them as quickly as possible. So super looking forward to that one. It looks quite dark. It seems to connect to the rest of his universe. Sorry, Anthony, if I'm not really selling that very well, but it captivated my attention. So that's the reason I bought it. Looks good. Looking forward to reading it. Making lots of noise here. And finally, the theme so far has been fantasy, mainly because that's what I'm writing at the moment. That's a lot of what I'm reading at the moment. But I love every genre, and sci-fi is another one of my favorites. This from Rohan just looks incredible. It's part of so far a 2-book series, so they're connected, but you don't have to read them in any particular order, which I find really refreshing. I'm not a huge fan of reading long series. Even trilogies have really got to pop to keep my interest past the first book. I love this idea of having connected books in a universe. So this looks amazing. Again, fairly short read, which Rohan, I really appreciate, mate. Thank you for that. And that, once I get through the 10 or so other books I've got on the go, which is typical of me, this is my very next read. So thank you very much for watching. Hope one of those books is one that you've read and you love. If so, drop a comment. I'd love to know what you think about it. Or there's a new book for you to go out and look for there. Just want to give another shout out. Where's my hand in the camera frame? There it is. We've got the Kickstarter going until the end of April. There'll be a few books, a few things, rewards available for a week or so after that on Kickstarter. If you wanted to have a look at that, don't forget, if you're backing it, the only way you can get one of these mugs, which are just beautiful, and I'm a big fan of coffee mugs, as you can see behind me, including the old Han Solo in carbonite one. This just feels good, is good, handles well. It's just a great coffee cup. And for a few people who back at certain levels, or some of the early bird winners, we've got these beautiful drink coasters as well, with my character Eric riding off towards his destiny. Again, as the Kickstarter does better and better, we're going to have a few more of those available to people just as a thank you as well. And thank you for watching.